The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi there, Salim Omar here from CPM Marketing Genius. I've created this special training for you. It's titled How to Knock 2020 Out of the Park. And you are watching this because you would like 2020 to be much better than 2019. And perhaps the things you're looking to accomplish in 2020 are you'd like to generate more revenues. If you're already in practice or if you're starting a practice, you're looking to ramp things up and start attracting the right type of clients. So you're looking at bringing in new clients. You may be looking at getting team members in your established practice, replacements, hiring new people. You may be looking to systematize things. From a personal side, you may be looking at 2020, wanting better health, better, stronger relationships. Maybe you want more time off, time for vacations. You want to enjoy, you want 2020 overall to be better than 2019, like you should. Now, most CPA firms, they folks, practitioners, they're chasing flashy things, the next big idea, instead of having a blueprint for a successful practice. And the harsh truth for most is they don't know if the path they're on is going to lead to the firm and the life they desire. I'm going to share with you a formula called the manifesting formula, taking things, going from dreams to results. And there's four parts to this. And I've had to learn this the hard way, and I'll share with you what this formula is and how you can put it into practice for yourself. And when you do, you will start seeing you getting the results that you want. So four important steps. The first thing is idea. Think about what you'd like to accomplish over the next 12 months. And so this is an idea that you want to grow your practice. You want to create a lifestyle practice. And so it's a great start. And this kind of a training can inspire you to do that. Sometimes it's reading a book, sometimes it's talking to a person where we get these big ideas, right? Which is great. We get that inspiration of what we want to do. Then the next thing is goals, where we put this idea and we put it in the format of a goal, a SMART goal, right? A goal that's smart, a specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and it has a timeline. So we create goals, and we want to write them out on paper so that we can see them, and then we know where we want what we want. We want 15 new clients. We want whatever that number is. We want to hire one part-time person, one full-time person, and so forth. So we put that into the format of a goal. Now, it doesn't end there. It doesn't end with an idea. If you want to double your practice, you want to bring in 100K of new revenues, 200K of new revenues, it's an idea, but we need goals. And then with goals, it doesn't end there. We need a plan. So we got to write out the plan of how are you going to bring in those 15 clients or 20 clients or 30 clients, whatever, right? How are you going to hire? How are you going to systematize your practice and so forth? So there is the plan aspect of it there. And then now you've got the plan, you've got to execute it. You've got to carry out the plan. You've got to make that plan part of your day-to-day working, your week-to-week working. And so that's where execution comes in. Now, having worked with practitioners for the last 10 years and in my own journey, which I'll share with you in just a moment, was where I had the ideas, and I wasn't seeing results. I wasn't seeing results. It's because I had goals as well, but I didn't have a plan that I could, execute effectively. So I started my practice 23 years back in 96. I was a CFO of a small investment boutique firm in Manhattan. I had the six-figure salary, the corner office, all that stuff, but I hated it. And I'm like, there's got to be I want to do something better. And I started my own practice in '96, and I realized it wasn't as easy as I'd imagined. Running an accounting practice was something I did not know how to do because I was running myself into a wall with working long hours and not being able to attract the right type of clients. So I was bringing in the types of clients you don't want, you want to have. And I had a revolving door with employees. My cash flow was always tight. And I went $100,000 in debt after burning through my savings. And so I say to myself that I really don't know how to run an accounting practice. I had an epiphany, a realization, and started looking for help. And it was a 10-year journey studying other entrepreneurs, learning from them, many outside our industry, and learning and seeing how were they doing things, what were they doing, and how were they doing it. All in the effort of to try and get a better life for me, to get away from my misery. And in the process, I've created a 10-person lifestyle CPA firm. I'm in central New Jersey, and I created through working in my own firm, and then for the last 10 years working with other practices, hundreds of them, thousands of them, other practice owners, where I've dissected and helped them in their practice and reconstructed, reinvent their practice. I've created the Genius Blueprint, where I've spent countless hours, hundreds of thousands of dollars developing it. Because when you've got a blueprint for success, you're ready to succeed. And it's going back to the manifesting formula that I shared with you, right? Ideas, you want to grow your practice, you want to make it successful. And then we've got the goals. I'm going to talk about what types of, what kind of goals you want to have in these areas. And then you need a plan. A plan. And so this blueprint gives you, shares with you right there. If you want to create a lifestyle practice that gives you the freedom to work when you want to work, with the types of clients you want to work, you want to make the maximum income. And if you want to make an impact with your clients, that's what a lifestyle practice is, giving you these three things. You want to pay attention to client attraction, building a championship team, and streamline operation. And you can't work on one at the expense of the others, because it's like imagine a three-legged stool. You can have two legs working sturdy, strong, one weak, it's going to be wobbly. You have one leg strong, two others that are weak or non-existent, it's going to be wobbly. And so you want to be developing all these three areas, perhaps more focus on one. Is if you're in the build-up stage, there's going to be more focus on client attraction, but importantly, you cannot ignore the other two. And if you've been at it for a few years and you want to take things to a bigger, higher level, then you want to pay the attention on streamline operation, championship team, not to ignore client attraction and putting a system in place, filling up the pipeline. So this Genius Blueprint gives a framework of an understanding of what are the things to pay attention to. And then the outer layer is the practice maximizers, 9 of them there. And then I've recently created, the last couple of years, I've done a deep dive into mindset, because I've seen practitioners, I've given them the strategies, and when the mindset is not right, then they will self-sabotage themselves. I've created a 10th maximizer on mindset, so that you don't become your worst enemy. You don't become the obstacle to your own success, and we do that. So I've share with you stuff on that, which I will do today. So here's what I want to do next: is I want to take you through these 10 practice maximizers, and I want to give you some nuances for each one to help you go from an idea to get into setting goals, putting a plan in place, and then the execution. Yeah. So the first one is filling up the pipeline, right? Market message media, laying the foundation for attracting the right clients. So we begin with client attraction, because without quality clients, you don't have a viable practice, but you don't have to settle for serving whatever clients you can get, good or bad. The key to a thriving and personally rewarding practice is to identify and attract precisely the clients you want. So it's not an arbitrary process, it's not random. There's a formula. It is formulaic here in that find the right market, create the right message that resonates with that market, and then media is find the different ways to get this message out to that niche, to that target market. So identify your target market in specific terms using demographics and psychographics. So the two different things that you want to be thinking about when you're thinking about demographics. Where do they live and what is their income, and uh, uh, how many employees do they have? What industries are they in? And the psychographics is who are they as people? What are their biggest fears? What do they aspire to? Who are they as people? And really dialing that in. And then once you've got that dialed in, then it's crafting the right message to stir your ideal client into reaching out and doing business with you. The more we speak their language, so to speak, the more we speak their language, the better the results, the better the attention that we'll get from them. And so that's practice maximizer number one, is fill up your pipeline with the right clients as opposed to the bad clients. And I see so many practice owners, and myself included, the thinking was erroneous that let me just start getting people in, and then I will start getting the right clients, and I'll start getting rid of those bad clients. I think it's trying to catch this year this way around, because it's just going to take you longer to get to your dream, and it's going to be more painful. In the process, you are going to waste lots of money, in my case, hundreds of thousands of dollars, doing it the wrong way, bringing in clients that were I shouldn't have hired in the right place. And I ended up hiring because I didn't identify my target market. I didn't create the right messaging that differentiated me from everyone else, right? So part of messaging is talking the language that resonates with your target market, and in the process, differentiating yourself from everyone else. So practice maximizer number two continues on with number one in filling up the pipeline, and it's getting the right attention. And we go deeper into both online and offline. And you want to spread your message both ways. And online, it's optimizing your practice's website. So there are websites, a few of them that are great, and then most of the websites I see are not great at all. I mean, this is your storefront. You meet someone, and what are they going to do? One of the things, if you're marketing or you're out and about, they're going to come into your website. That's your storefront. And if your storefront is not where they want to be, if it's not talking to them, they're going to leave that storefront, and then it's wasted money. So you want to optimize your website. You want to leverage social media. Now, social media, there's been a lot of talk about social media, and there's a lot of time that's wasted in social media because there's so many outlets, and there's so many people on it. So it needs to be done effectively to get the right results. And there's a couple of platforms that are right for firm owners, practitioners, and then there's many that are not really, they're not going to give you the results. One of them is LinkedIn. Effectively using LinkedIn, there's the right way to do it, and then there's the wrong way to do it with LinkedIn. And that can be a very, very powerful tool to attract clients. And then, of course, there is, from an online standpoint, there is pay-per-click advertising, Google AdWords, Facebook ads there. So that's on the online stuff, but offline, you've got immense opportunities in networking, done the right way, special events, and then a print newsletter. Um, the power of testimonials and referral marketing. This is something that I see most practitioners not do it the right way. Testimonials are super powerful in helping create that credibility, in giving social proof, because what we offer is an intangible. And so we don't have a product. We don't have something that, where it's not a car, it's not a product where the customer client sees it, it's an intangible. And so social proof testimonials plays a very important role in our marketing. Yeah. And then referral marketing done the right way. Most of the referral marketing is about asking for referrals, and it's not about asking for referrals. It's about nurturing the relationship with our clients and putting a plan in place for that, which I'm going to talk about in a few maximizers later. So that's practice. This is practice maximizer number 2, where uh, you're tapping into online and offline marketing. Practice maximizer 3 is building authority, the secret sauce to successful client attraction. So this is all within client attraction. Building authority, it's the ultimate secret for amping your marketing way up by building and showcasing your authority. So content marketing, um, through producing blog posts, special reports, video, audio content, is imperative to do that, and really building an editorial calendar so your content marketing will be organized, strategic, and smart, right? So there's some things from a marketing standpoint that you want to do face to face, like networking. It's one on one. The negative with that is that there's only so many hours in the day, and there's only so much time for you, right? And while it's effective, if you want to really do this the right way, you get content marketing into the mix, where it's not one to one, it's one to many. So you create a piece of content and you get it out there. You will see that some of your best customers and clients are going to come from content marketing, like they have for me. Made millions of dollars through content marketing. It's people that came across me through a webinar I did, through something I wrote, um, something they watched, and so it's come, and I created it once, got it out there, and that's how they found me, because this is like an educated audience. When you've got somebody who has taken the pain of searching and finding some piece of content and then reading it or watching it, they're going to be a better client, because they are smart, they are intelligent, they're doing their homework, so to speak, right? So that's going to be a more educated person, a more serious person, which is going to be a lifer for you. All right, so number 4, practice maximizer number 4 is premium fees. Double your income with premium fees. And once you start growing your prospective clients, you want to charge the right fees. 95% of the practice owners undercharge the fees, leaving tens, hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table. I can only imagine how much money I left in those first 6-7 years that I was in practice, working with the wrong types of clients, not charging the right fees, and that takes a ripple effect, right? Charging the right fees can make a huge difference. Your top line, on your net income, your take home, and all that. So there's a psychology behind how and why people spend money on professional services. So knowing this enables you to uncover their biggest problem and getting the client's willingness to pay for the solution. So the prospective client, can come to you thinking they've got one type of problem, which is probably relating to compliance. But you take them through a sales process, where you help them uncover and identify and articulate their biggest problems, their 100K problem. And when you do that, then the solution you provide to them is one that's going to be aligned. It's going to help them solve their 100K problem, as opposed to why they may have come to you for their 10K problem, right? The fees is going to be 2x, 3x, 5x what you do when you uncover their 10K problem. So you want to have a sales process that's documented, that's streamlined, that's templated, questions that you can ask, so you can ask them the same, those questions have, you've got a pool of questions that you can pick from depending on the situation, but you need that bag of pool of testimonial questions that you want to be able to not to be thinking about them when you're with the prospect. You want them to be right there in front of you, right? So this is part of creating a sales conversion process for yourself. And then when you sign them up, that's the beginning. You want to onboard them in the right way that convinces them that they made the right move and they're going to be a lifetime client. Paying the right fees. Practice Maximizer number 5 is 5-star service, the red carpeted path to your raving fan club. So for a successful lifestyle CPA practice, winning new clients, it's the beginning. Clients must then be nurtured on an ongoing basis. So we need to make them raving fans so they'll become lifers and will bring us even more business. And this is kind of what we cover here, is opening your eyes to a whole new way of service where when they get the wow, there's a wow factor. There's, you're giving them an experience they have never got from an accounting practice. They have not got this type of an experience from a professional firm. This is the Disney experience. It's the Ritz-Carlton experience. It's the Nordstrom experience. Think of, a place where you visited where you're like, wow, these guys, man, they got it. And that's where, that's what you want to do. That's what you want to imagine, and that's what you want to put a plan in place, and you want to execute on that plan, the manifesting formula that I shared with you earlier when it comes to that. Practice Maximizer number 6 is systems. Smooth operators is the title here. Systems for day-to-day excellence. Part of delivering top-notch customer service is making sure work is done correctly and on time. We can only guarantee this level of excellence to our clients if the internal operations run like a well-oiled machine. So create and document procedures for better workflow, preventing slip-ups, delays, and embarrassment. Create an operations manual. This is how we do it here, manual. Yeah. The reason you do this is that you're not overly dependent on anyone. You can delegate work of your thing. Your team members, this is how you create a scalable organization. No one's stuck doing what they're doing. They can all grow because there is a method. There is stuff that's written, procedures. This is how we do it here. Imperative to work on an operations manual, and that's what Practice Maximizer on systems is about. Now, there's a Practice Maximizer that I created called for time. Squeeze the day, get the most from your time, and what's more valuable than time? It's the one thing that cannot be replaced. Once a minute has passed, it's gone, never to return. In fact, it's such a precious asset that I've created a special, I've had to devote time and attention to creating training for this and strategies for this, and an eye opener for many practitioners. And I want you to do this for yourself, is to look at how you're spending your time now. How are you spending your time now? What kind of work are you doing? Are you doing the $10 type of work, or are you doing the $100 type of work, or are you doing the $250 and the $500 type of work, right? If you're doing more of, if you see yourself doing admin stuff and things surrounding that, you are really spending your time not in the best way. Yeah. And if you're spending time in the $100 hour type of work, you're not also spending your time in the best way. You want to be spending time which is 250 and over, whatever the dollar amount for you is. I train my members, it's to charge an hourly rate, or to have an hourly rate in their mind which is very high. It's $500, $750, $1,000 an hour, and they want to spend 30% of your time should be spent on high-end technical work. And that's where you're getting the 500 or the 750 or the $1,000 per hour. That means you as an owner cannot be doing work that should be delegated, that someone else can do it. You want to pick for yourself only the best projects, the ones that are not going to take as much of a time. right? So you're not preparing returns, you're reviewing returns, which is going to take you 15 minutes, or it's going to take you 20 minutes, and it's going to take you just that because you've got a system in place to review tax returns. You've got a system in place for the preparers to prepare their tax returns. So you're getting a product that's pretty much ready, right? So 30% of your time in a week spent on high-end technical work, 60% of your time spent on sales and marketing that includes client nurturing, and then 10% of your time spent on team development. And so this is what you want to be looking at from a time spent. How are you currently spending time? For most practitioners, they're spending 80, 90, 95%, 99% doing the technical work. At the expense of what? It's at the expense of growth, because you're not spending 60% of your time where you should be on growing your practice, on nurturing the relationships, on increasing the value you bring to your existing clients. And you're wasting so much time on the technical stuff, and you're not delegating stuff to, as much as you should be. You absolutely should be delegating much more than you currently are. You're doing too much of that, and and because of that, you've reached a plateau. You've reached a cap, whatever that cap, wherever you are in revenues, or even if startup practices, they'll get to a certain place, and then that's it. They are at full capacity. They cannot grow anymore. And so being aware of this 30, 60, 10 and working towards that is what this practice maximizer is about. All right, number 8 is practice culture, the ways of your people, creating a winning practice culture. When we're working with the team, we rely on the team to deliver excellence in their work, treat clients like gold, and help maintain an atmosphere where everyone enjoys coming to work. So without that commitment from our people, growing a lifestyle practice becomes an uphill battle. Getting that commitment from a team depends on the right environment, on building a winning practice culture. So identify and refine your practice's core purpose. Super important. When I reconnected with my core purpose, which was off kilter when I started my practice, I was on the wrong track with what I thought it was. And then when I went through this exercise of getting to my core purpose, it really opened up my eyes, and I totally reconnected with, became so passionate about my practice again. And that's what you want to do for yourself, is reconnecting, understanding and reconnecting with your core purpose. Why do you do what you do? And part of creating a winning team culture or a practice culture is goal setting and communicating the goals to your team. And one of the ways you do that is create a communication platform through meetings, team recognition, and then that's the types of things you want to do when it comes to creating a winning culture. Number 9 is team development, filling your stable with winners and sending them off to the races. So focus here is on the development of team members as individuals. But first you want to find the right people. Yeah, if you're looking to hire, then you want to find the right people. You want to select the needles from the haystack. And so it starts from the job ad that you put out there. There's ways to do it in the right way, that you have the right people. You don't have to get 100 resumes that are going to waste your time. You want to get the ones that are going to be the best ones to raise their hand and apply for the job. And it starts with placing the right ad, and then it's asking the right questions to make sure that they're the right fit in your organization. And once you've got your team, you've hired the people or your existing team, you are building them up. You're developing them through coaching and training. And then you're measuring and rewarding exemplary performance to motivate and retain your best people and help you deal with difficult situations if they happen. And that's what practice maximizer number 9 is on team development. Just because we've hired people and we can't address them or talk to them when there's a problem, we need to develop them to become the best that they can be. Yeah, to become the best that they can be. And that's what number 9 is. And then number 10 is mindset is everything. 7 mindset secrets of the most successful and happy practitioners. So the most potent ingredient in growing a successful practice is your mindset. If you want to build $1 million lifestyle practice, you got to change your mindset to one that fosters positive thoughts and confidence. And once we do that, success will fall right behind it. So reframing your mind in a way that brings continued blessings in your practice and personal lives. That's what number 10 is. If you don't take care of number 10, you're going to self-sabotage yourself. You're going to get in the way of your own success. You will, using the strategies I'm sharing with you, you'll start seeing success coming in, and there'll be a point where you'll mess it up. You'll do something, or something will happen. You will get derailed in such a massive way that you won't come back to, you won't be able to onboard the train again. And I've seen this too many times, and it's unfortunate. It's sad. A practitioner loses a client, loses a key member, and they get so messed up in their thinking. They get so disheartened, so disillusioned, never to come back to the on the path that they were on. And that's what mindset is all about. I can give you the best strategies. You don't change the mindset as one aspect of what I shared, or you continue the technician's mindset, the corporate America mindset to your own practice. That's going to get in your way of success. I've seen that again too many times, and now I've created a special training on this, and I've included this as a practice maximizer as part of my Genius framework. In the message that I'm sharing with folks is to take care of their mindset, to make sure that it's reframed, and for success, their identity, they've created a new identity for themselves, which is owning a very successful lifestyle, 7-figure lifestyle practice. Like I said earlier, at the beginning, you're watching this because you would like 2020 to be much better than 2019. I went through the 10 practice maximizers, right? The Genius blueprint with you. And so it's the manifesting formula where you have the ideas, where you got to go into goals, creating SMART goals for each of these areas. And really, when it comes to goals, it's long-term goals, mid-range goals, and then short-term goals the next trimester. And you want to get this on paper, and then you want to put a plan in place. How are you going to do it? Just because you want to bring in 50 new quality clients over the next 12 months does not mean you will bring it, because if it was, then everybody would be bringing it in, but a minority of folks do that, right? Many have ideas, many have like big ideas. I talk to practitioners every day and lots of them have ideas, and it's having dreams without plans, without execution. It's what's called pipe dreams, right? And there's only so much room for pipe dreamers in this world. We need results, we need action, and action, we need execution. That's how you're gonna get results. All right, so that's the kind of the end to this. It's the Genius. It took you through the Genius blueprint, the 9 practice maximizers, and then the 10th one, which is on mindset. If you're watching this, you want to take things to the next level. If there's anything I can do to help you in this journey, in this process, you can reach out to support@cpmmarketinggenius.com, and we can see how I can help you to do that. Thanks for watching this, and you take care.